here is a great problem to illustrate what goes on in section 10.8, which is simplifying expressions like these. I like this one because it has negative signs to be distributed and it has exponents. So let's look at the negative signs. When you're getting used to doing these kind of things, the first thing I recommend you do is to change all of the subtractions to addition. And in order to do that, you need to know this, that subtraction is the same thing as adding the opposite. So for instance, if you have this, that is the same thing as 7 plus adding the opposite of 10. The opposite of 10 is negative 10. So opposites in math are the same number but different sign. If it's positive, the opposite is negative, and vice versa. Okay, now this helps us to review something about adding negatives and positives. Here we have a negative that's larger than the positive, and when you add them, you take the difference, negative 10 and 7, you take the difference of the absolute values. The absolute values are what the numbers are if they had no sign at all, which would be 7 and 10. And when you take the difference of these, you get 3. Okay, so first you take the difference and you get 3, and then you assign the sign to that 3 of the largest number, which in this case is the negative 10, is the 10. So we're going to make that negative 10. So 7 plus negative 10 is negative 3. So what we're saying here is 7 minus 10 is negative 3. 7 minus 10 is the same thing as 7 plus negative 10. So these are all tools you'll need to use. Okay, let's go back to our problem, and we're going to change all of the negatives into positives. So we're going to have our 3, and instead of minus, we're going to add the opposite of 2 cubed, and then instead of minus 7, we're going to add the opposite of 7. Okay, now this helps us not make mistakes with our negative sign. Okay, what is negative 2 cubed? It does not equal, let me do it like this. It does not equal negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is a mistake a lot of people make. Because the negative isn't cubed. So if it had been negative 2 all in parentheses cubed, that would equal this, but in this case it does not. In this case you have your negative sign. It's like the negative sign represents negative 1. So you have negative 1 times 2 cubed. So that's negative 1 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is negative 1 times 8, which is negative 8. Now in this case, it would have come out the same either way you did it, but the correct way is what I just showed you. Okay, so let's go back to our problem. We have 3 plus, and then that negative sign becomes negative 1 times 2 cubed, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, times a plus negative 7 plus, and then let's go ahead and distribute this 4. We're going to use the distributive property to get rid of those parentheses. First we have 4 times b, and then we have 4 times negative 3. Okay, so now we have 3 plus negative 1 times 8 is negative 8, a plus negative 7 plus 4b minus 12. And now we can distribute our negative 8. We have 3 plus, and then we have negative 8a, when we multiply these two. And then when we multiply negative 8 times negative 7, I'm going to just write it for now. Two negatives multiply to be a positive. So negative 8 times negative 7 is going to be a positive 56. So let me just rewrite that as 56. Okay, now that we've done all that, we can combine our like terms. Now, the 3 and the 56 and the 12 are all like terms. They don't have any variables with it. So let me rewrite it. 3 plus 56 minus 12 takes care of that, and that. And then we still have our minus 8a. We don't have any other a's. And plus 4b. So the only thing left to do is say 3 plus 56 is 59. 59 minus 12 is 47. Minus 8a plus 4b. And that is as simple as we can get it because we can't combine any more like terms. Let me review what I did in case you're a little confused. First, I changed subtraction to addition. So I had 3 plus 2 cubed, or negative 2 cubed, a minus 7 plus 4b minus 3. Then I looked at my exponential one, and I changed the negative sign out in front of it to a negative 1. And then I figured out that 2 cubed is 8 right here. And negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. So I have 3 plus negative 8 times a minus 7 plus 4b minus 12. And then I distributed the negative 8. Negative 8a, negative 8 times negative 7 is positive 56. So I had 3 minus 8a, because minus 1 times 8 times a, and then plus 7 times 8 is 56. So I had minus 8 here when I said minus 1 times 8. Negative 8 times a is negative 8a. Negative 8 times negative 7 is positive 56 because two negatives multiplied together gives us a positive. Okay, and notice I actually automatically went back to subtraction instead of adding negatives. That's because I'm so comfortable with it, but let's go ahead and keep it like that. Subtraction means adding the opposite. Okay, so we have 3 plus 56 is 59 minus 12. When we put all of our numbers together, we get 47. And then we still have the plus negative 8a, which now we can write as minus 8a, and then the plus 4b.